Welcome into another Purple Insider Extra. This Purple Insider Extra is brought to you by the Park Tavern in St. Louis Park. Check out their event schedule over at parktavern.net. Matthew Coller, the question this week is, the Cowboys are currently 1.5-point favorites for this Sunday's game against the Vikings. So what are the reasons the Cowboys are favored in the game at US Bank Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, I think that what Las Vegas probably does not react to what happened last week as much as we react to what happened last week. So if you look at some of the key numbers, I mean, for example, point differential, the Vikings have one of the lowest point differentials ever for a team that has started 8-1. The other factor could be injuries. If the Vikings are without their left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, against one of the most violent defensive lines in the NFL, there could be a bit of an advantage there. There's also something that's been sort of long thought about by gamblers, which is what happened to you last week. The Vikings are coming off a very emotional road win in which they played, 70, 80 plays on both sides of the ball. And you get banged up in a physical game like that. Think about when the Vikings went to New Orleans and won in 2019, a similar last-second victory, an extremely physical game. And the next week, they went out to San Francisco, and they just didn't have the same buzz. Now, Kevin O'Connell talked about he really understands this. He understands that this is a factor, and he has emphasized this week to move on very quickly. It's a long season. You got a great win, and you're going to have to go right back out there against one of the best teams in the NFL and step up against the Dallas Cowboys. Also today, on Wednesday, they had a light practice because of how banged up they were against the Buffalo Bills and how physical that was. So I think that the team is cognizant of some of these factors that Las Vegas would be naturally factoring into their line. But I mean, ultimately, it doesn't make any difference, right? I mean, it's to the Minnesota Vikings, it doesn't impact them really at all. But I think that probably there are reasons why there's a little bit of an edge for Dallas. Dallas has also won 3 times in a row at US Bank Stadium. That they don't seem to be overly intimidated by this home atmosphere. But I look at this matchup as very much 2 teams with lots of star talent, 2 teams that believe that they could reach the Super Bowl and have gotten off to overall great starts despite Dallas having their tough loss against Green Bay last week.
That's been another Purple Insider Extra for Bring Me the Sports. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the Purple Insider Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you next time.